Hey everybody, it's Nick from the Bass Hook Up, and today this is all about frogs. This show is all about frogs. I'm gonna be throwing a booyah popping frog, but you can throw the frog of your choice. And there are times and places to throw a popping frog versus a traditional frog. And I'm gonna tell you guys about those in this episode, and a bunch of bonus footage at the end, just frog catches that I've been catching these frogfish all month. Some really nice fish, and hopefully we catch some fish today. Go over the rod I use, the line that you have to use. I don't care what brand really, but the size braided line you have to use, and just the whole setup, how to throw the frog, how to work the frog, how you should work the frog, and all that stuff. So stay tuned to this episode. You don't want to miss out. I do want to mention we are still doing the monthly giveaway. So if you're new to the channel, we do a monthly giveaway at the beginning of every month. We give away half our YouTube income. All you have to do is subscribe and leave a comment in that month's videos, and we'll draw a random comment. I know I haven't put out basically any videos this whole month, so done horrible. We're still going to do a draw. I'll draw from the previous month's videos, but we do have stuff coming up. Got a trip planned on Monday, doing this one right now, and it's breezy out here. We got a storm coming in, so fishing should be good, but let's get to the fishing. All right, let's go rod and reel first. So this is just a Lew's Custom, nothing crazy, just a Lew's Custom reel. I have this black, looks pretty slick, huh? Black no fade braid, Endurex braid by P-Line. They just came out with this at iCast. Doesn't fade at all, so you could use black line for punching, frogging, whatever, and it will never fade. If it does, lifetime warranty. You send your spool in, your line in, they'll send you a new spool for free. All right, I am throwing this, and this is gonna probably cause arguments, but this is actually a Dobyns Fury 734. So it's a 7.3 4-power rod. It's pretty light, but that's what I like for my frog rods. I like a parabolic bend. I don't like extra fast. I don't like fast. I like a parabolic bend, so when I hook those fish, it keeps them penned. The rod should do the work for you, okay? If your rod doesn't bend, the more likelihood you're gonna lose that fish. If you have a big parabolic bend in there for punching or whatever, you're gonna peg those fish and keep them pegged a lot better, in my opinion. And then I'm throwing a booyah popping frog right here. It's all beat up, caught a bunch of fish on it that you'll see in this video. But the main thing is the line. You have to throw a frog on braided line, and it needs to be 65 pound or 80. 65 or 80, not 50. To me, 50, I could still pop it in the weeds. I could still break it off on toolies if I'm hung. And 65 doesn't bite into itself so much when you set the hook or when you pull it through toolies. It doesn't bite into itself in the spool as much, and 80 is even better. But right here I got 65. All right guys, so let's just start fishing. I'll talk to you guys about how we throw it, how I work it, what you should and shouldn't do. So I'm just gonna throw it out right here, right against the toolies. And a frog is meant to be in cover. It's for the weeds. You wanna be right up in there. These fish are looking at those toolies. And I'm gonna just start twitching it, and I'm not going like this. I'm not pulling it on a tight line. I'm pulling slack line. So it's something you have to get used to. Right up in there. And then I'm twitching my slack line. You could see that frog, when I started twitching, wasn't even moving, because I'm being really cautious of pulling that frog out of the strike zone too early. So just barely twitching it, getting that perfect spit, that perfect walk. And honestly, this popping frog is not the best for throwing through the toolies because it has that mouth on it. I'd throw a popping frog mainly in open water. Doesn't work the best on weeds either, on mats, but open water works excellent. So I should be throwing a traditional frog. It'd come through the weeds, it'd come through the toolies a lot cleaner. That mouth just wants to catch, but it's what I have tied on, so that's what I'm using. And I'm just going through and I'm picking it apart. Every little nook and cranny, I'm making sure I get my frog up there, right up in the weeds or against the toolies, against the bank, and then just working it pretty slow. I mean, I'm only gonna work it out that far. I'm targeting the fish right on the bank, but I'm not pulling it hard. I'm not moving the frog fast. It's up there, and then just small twitches. 1, 2, let it sit. 1, 2, get it to walk, let it sit. Get back up in there. Oh, dude, he freaking tried to eat it off the toolie. There we go. Come back. Come back. It's right there. Come back. Now I'm just gonna let it sit. Give that fish a chance to look at it. Sometimes they come back and eat it, sometimes they don't. Just the name of the game. Unfortunately, my frog was on those toolies right there, so there was no way for that guy to get in his mouth. And you want to get this frog in every nook and cranny. Get it right up in the toolies, right on the toolies. It's super important to get it, whether you're fishing toolies, mud bank, a rock bank, get it on the bank. It's pretty weedless. I mean, from time to time it will snag in the toolie, but you know, when that happens, that's fine. It's, you have to learn how to finesse it out of there. So see, skip it way back in those, every little crack in the toolies. Those fish will be way back up in there. See, it's hung. You just want to finesse it over that. It's all about finesse. Just finesse it. Sometimes it could be better if you pitch it. If you feel more comfortable just pitching it into those areas. See, it's hung over those toolies right there. I'm not going to yank it. I'm just going to barely twitch it until it comes off. And a lot of times that's when you'll get the bite. But just keep it low to the water, pitch it in them hard to reach spots. Bring it back, pitch it back out there, right on the toolies, right on the bank. In the cracks, in the shade, that's where the bass are at. Way back in there. And it's over the toolies, but I'm just gonna finesse it free, real lightly. It's free now. So now I could continue my cast right there, and you know, there could be a 10-pounder right there. So that's why every cast, you want to make every cast count. Difference between the pros and novice guys or the beginners is they make every cast count. They make a lot more cast in the day. They make a lot more casts that are in prime water. So that's what you want to practice doing, is just making every cast count, putting your cast into prime water every time, you know, where there could be a bass, fishing water, making every cast where there's one. Yep, right there. That was sick. Right out of the weeds right there. I mean, tiny guy, but we're gonna get some bigger ones. We just got started. Tiny little guy, came right out of the slop right there. As I was saying, make every cast count. That's the difference between becoming a more proficient fisherman and, you know, a novice fisherman. And if any of you guys that have started fishing and you had the chance to fish a pro-am and you fish with like a pro, you'll see the difference. You'll see how many casts they make throughout the day and how accurate they are compared to you know, one of your buddies or maybe yourself. It's the accuracy thing that really matters. So like I said, this one, I'm just pitching it right there. I'm really close to these spots. The water's pretty dirty, so I could get close, but like right back there in the heart of that little cove, and I'm stuck on a blackberry bush. Blackberry bush is pretty dense. I'm trying to just free it, but Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to off that blackberry bush, but go back in there. Make sure I get a good cast in there. Work that thing out. Nothing. I'm gonna go right here, 3 feet over. Work that thing out. Nothing there. Reel it in. Squeeze out my water. Every frog gets water in it, trust me. That one wasn't a great cast. I'm gonna give it a couple twitches and I'm gonna throw it back in there. I want it right in the toolies. I mean, right on the edge of the toolies. Wind's blowing into here. I would think there'd be one, and that's not a good cast. Right back in there. Just looks perfect for it. But if there's not, hey, keep on moving. See, I cast it in the toolies. I'm just gonna finesse it over the toolie and continue my cast. So you guys see that there's a pocket back there. I don't want to pass that up. I want to get my frog in there cleanly. Cleanly, keyword. Right back in there. Oh, there was one back there. Dang it. He missed it. He might come back. Let me take off all this junk, fix my frog, and get back in there. But that's why you don't want to pass up little spots like that. I mean, way back in there. You know, these fish get dirt shallow. And right now, you want to throw a frog. I mean, I'll throw a frog from now all the way through December. I've had some of my best frog months be, you know, November into December. I mean, just epic frog bites and days through November. So don't think because it starts cooling down that the frog time's over. It's not. It's definitely not. It's definitely not. It's just beginning. Frog bite, at least here in California, for us is just beginning. The other thing is, as far as a tip goes, when you throw that frog in there, number one, get it right on your target. Number two, when you go to make the initial twitch or movement, be real subtle with it. There could be one sitting under there looking at it, and you don't want to go like this. You don't want to make long sweeping pulls. You want to just barely twitch your slack so that the frog just kind of pulsates in one spot. If you ever see like a dying fish or a bug, a dragonfly or a bug on top of the water, you just kind of want to make those ripples with your frog. A lot of times they think it's a dragonfly, you know, maybe they think it's a frog, but most of the time a dragonfly or something. Oh, there's one right on the bank. Nice one. That's why you need to get it right on the toolies right there, guys. Nice one. Right on the bank. Big old frog eater. Probably 3.5 pounder, something like that. Right up on the toolies though. That's what I was saying with the frog. You got to get it. Fix my frog. But I mean, right on the bank. And if you're trying to imitate a frog, where do frogs come from? Come from the bank. They jump in. And those fish are up there actually looking at the bank. So if you cast it behind them, a lot of times they're not going to turn around and eat it. You got to get it right up there in their line of sight. Other thing to notice is when I'm casting in there, I'm not just banging it in there. I'm not getting a big splash. I don't want to spook them. They're already in shallow water. Like I said, probably looking at the bank. So I don't want something to come crashing down in there like a bomb or something, you know. Like, I don't want to spook them. I want it to be soft. So practice that. Practice getting your bait to land softly. You know, thumbing the spool right at the moment of impact. Wherever you can. Little pond like this, lake. Just practice getting your bait to land real soft. You don't want a big splash. There's one, big one. Oh, he's not even that big, but he's a nice one. Oh, that one came off. Well, a good bite though. Fun to see the bite. All right, they're up there. Jeez, how do you not get hooked? Came up and slurped it right out of there. Sheesh. Frog's all messed up. Swanfish. Right up by this. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's a good one. That's a big. Oh my gosh. That's a big one. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Called the swanfish. What the heck? Let's weigh it. I gotta. All right, here we go. 4.2. 4.2. Nice freaking fish right there. All right. And I pulled the power on my dang GoPro. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed all the frog fishing, the frog catches, and there's more to come. Stay right here after this to watch the bonus footage. But frog fishing, it's pretty simple. Like, beginners could do it, everybody could do it. It's weedless. You could throw it over trees, you could throw it over the tulies, you could throw it over rock, you could throw it over weeds. So in that aspect, it's really good for beginner fishermen. If you could throw a bait caster, spool it up with 65-pound braid, put a frog on there, go out. From now all the way, like I said, through November, throw that thing, especially in the Delta, anywhere there's weeds. You could even throw it in open water. Throw it at the lakes. If you have timber or trees sticking out of the water, like at Folsom, throw it around the trees. It catches fish. Just use, you know, whatever color, you know, that suits you. Shad color in the lakes, maybe. A white frog, you can't go wrong. White or black, you can't go wrong. So those colors, and have fun with it. You know, throw it through the tulies. Don't be afraid. It's supposed to go through that heavy duty stuff. The frog is like a 4x4 of fishing lures. It goes through everything. Just throw it in there. But when you get hung a little bit, if it's not hooked, if you're not hooked on tulie, finesse it through and keep that cast going. You want it to drop right there in the junk. All right, so stay tuned for the bonus footage. Bunch of frog catches right now. Oh, there we go. Gosh, I could catch, still could get a fish. I need the guide to show me though.
I told you this when you called us up here, dude.
Need the guy to show me where they're at. Look at that, and I think it just ripped my, oh, just, there goes my frog.
No way, dude.
I'm not kidding, dude.
Of
Look,
course.
that piece, look at that.
I got another one, dude, in the truck. Of course.
Nice one. I got one fish on the frog.
On the left side of this rock. There's one yesterday. Oh, Nick.
Oh, there's a good one.
There's a 5+.
Walloped it.
Walloped it, dude. Broke it again. I told you this. I told you right there, dude. That's exactly where.
You said right there.
And there. Come on, dude, I'm catch another one, dude.
Oh, dude, that's a good one.
Dude, that's a solid.
That's a good one. That's a 20-incher or something like that.
20-ish.
Dude, nice one.
Big old head, dude. It's got a 5-pound head.
I know.
Weigh it, dude. I bet it's like
Big old head
5-pounder.
on my broken, on the broken popping frog. Crushed it. No, it's still.
This is a good one.
Yep.
On our way to 20.
Here we go. Line through frog, everybody.
That's a long one, dude.
This is long. All ever seen a line through frog? Special design.
Fat.
Choked it. I mean, yeah, nice one.
3+.
3+ pounder, yeah. Came up and here we go.
Chomp, baby.
Little guy. I mean, not little, but you know.
Solid fat one, dude.
Swallowed it.
2+.
Little guy.
Catch this.
Yep. Oh, right in that cut.
And then that cut, dude, for sure. You get the angle on it.
Gotta be.
Yep. It will be. This, see all these cut gingers in here?
Oh, that's a good one, dude. That's a good one. That's a good one, dude.
That's a real good one.
Yep.
There's the one you needed.
Oh,
dude.
Choked it.
That's one gone.
Look at that, dude.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah. Just thick. Oh. There we go.
Yep.
Well, there you go. There we go. Nice one. Hunch, almost a humpback.
That's crooked tail, dude.
I had just cast in there too.
Oh! Got him.
Yep,
Got him.
I got him. Oh yeah, another good one,
There's
dude.
20 pounds.
20 pounds, baby. Maybe 25.
Dude, oh yeah, we're working on 25 now.
You had to show me where it was. It's funny, dude. I had cast in there just before that. Gosh, they're just choking it, dude.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Dang, another nice one. It's like you said, the teeth are super sharp. Get it right there. That mouth. Oh, there's a good one. There's a good one. Boom. Boom, baby. There we go. There's a good one. Right. Explaining to you guys what I was trying to do. Choke it. 4-3. 4-3. Thank you very much. Beautiful fish.